Hiya, it's Wendy here again from Toonpish Crafts, and I hope you're doing okay. Today I'm doing a popular technique that is the swirl or wisp technique. There's a few people out there that are doing this technique. It's so popular. I've put some pictures up on Instagram and Facebook, and I've had so many questions that I thought I'm going to have to do a video on it. I know other people are doing videos on this technique. Daniel Cooper, and I'll put his link below. Pouring Your Heart Out, I'll put her link below, and I think there's a few others as well, but I'm not sure who. But I wanted to do this because so many people were asking me, what white do you use? That is the question that comes up all the time. What white do you use? So in this video, I will be doing one test of two different whites. White, they're both from the same company. They're both from Resin. I'll put their link in the description below as well. They are both in their box sets. One is Sinker White and one is White Sea. Now White Sea comes in the Vibrant Alcohol Ink box, and the Sinker comes in another box they do. Again, I will link everything I've used down below as much as I can. This is all Resin inks. I'm using Cascade, which is Vista Cascade. Again, link in the description. And yeah, let's see what happens with these two whites. I've done this, and this is what I'm recording once I've actually made the pieces, so I know how it turns out. But I was that surprised. I was so surprised at the difference. Anyway, let's have a look at the film. I'm going to be using Vista Cascade today. It's my go-to resin, and I'm also using Resin alcohol inks. This is the Vibrant variety, and I got them from Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. So first of all, I'm just going to pour out the resin. I'm not measuring the resin, but I am looking to see how much is in there. So we've got roughly the same amount in each mould. So I've put more resin in the smaller ones than I have in the bigger ones. I'm trying to get rid of all the bubbles now just with a heat gun. And I'm going around the outside of the little edges because bubbles do get trapped at the bottom, so the little micro brush helps with those. So these are the two whites that I'm using, the Sinker White and the white that comes with the box of alcohol inks I'm using. The Sinker White came in a different box, but you can buy Sinker White separately. I want to know which is better for the swirl effect or the twirl effect or the wisp effect, however you want to say it. I just want to know which one works better. So we're starting off with lemon yellow. I'm trying to put the same amount in each mould. Obviously the bigger moulds are going to take more alcohol ink, but I am counting to myself how many drops are going in each mould. So that's the lemon yellow, and this is sky blue. So I haven't actually deleted anything or taken out anything from this video, although I have speeded quite a bit up. So as I didn't want you to miss the alcohol inks moving, I thought it would be best to speed those bits up where there's not much happening so that you can see the alcohol inks move and me hitting the camera occasionally, so you won't miss anything. So we're now on to dark magenta. Dark magenta, lovely colour, absolutely gorgeous. And it looks so much nicer when the white touches it. And that bottle is just right in my way. I'm right-handed and I just keep knocking it over. Who put that there? So I'm starting to speed things up here for you. You get the picture. Each colour goes in each mould, as close as I can with my eye to getting it the same amount in each mould. And we're on to rose red, another gorgeous colour. Now I'm not a fan of green really, so I'm trying to keep the blue and the yellow apart until the end, because I know that they will turn into green regardless of whether I want them to or not. So the one on the left hand side at the bottom actually is touching, but the others I've managed to keep apart until near the end. I don't want them completely mingling. So now we've got purple. These vibrant colours are absolutely stunning. I have not seen an alcohol ink as vibrant as this before. When it says vibrant, they really are. And I'm not being paid by Let's Resin to say that. Okay, so now I'm just going back and filling in the gaps where there's no alcohol ink with the same colours I was using before, and now is the time that the blue and yellow get touched together and make green, but you can't help it. So when I'm happy that there's no gaps, then I'll use the white, but there are still gaps. Where the alcohol moves, I want to fill in the gaps as much as I can. So just filling in the gaps then, with each of the colours. Don't want any spaces. The one on the left seems to have pulled away from the edge quite a bit. So now we have the sinker white, and we're going to use the sinker white on the two on the right. Just a little warning that if you are doing this, when you lift it up and put it down again, loads will come out, and you'll see in a minute what I mean. Magical, isn't it, watching this? I could watch this all day. Seeing the colours come alive, it's just gorgeous.
Smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you've got style, the way your body keeps my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you.
Okay, so we're on to the white from the box, which is white in brackets C. And I'm trying to keep the white over the top of the colour because the colour has moved away from the edge slightly. I don't want to put the white directly where there's nothing. So I'm trying to just put it over the top of the colour.
Read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me.
Sorry about the out of focus, but I don't want you to miss anything. My big arm's getting in the way.
The way your body keeps my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe 'cause I want you.
See what I mean? Lift the bottle up and push it over and loads come out. So the first time you drip white into your mould, a load will come out, so be careful of that.
Love, yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile.
Okay, so this is a while later then, and I've come back to do the stringy test, and I think it's at the right time. You can see I've zoomed in for you so you can see that there's a bit of a string coming out the middle.
That's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you
I'm using a metal rod, I think it's a leather punch, but I'm trying very hard not to touch the base of the mould so it doesn't scratch the mould, but it is the right thickness. I'm going to do the same pattern on all of them, and I'm just cleaning off the stick between each one. Sorry about the out of focus. So this is what it looked like once they've been twirled round. That's the sinker white side. And this is white C. Okay, 24 hours later, this is the fun part, exciting. Isn't that lovely? I think it is. Gorgeous colours. Let's have a look at the big one. This is the sinker white side. Stunning. I will show you these close up and in the sunshine once they're demoulded. And this is white C from the box. Now that surprised me. It really surprised me. I honestly thought the sinker white would be heavier, and I thought the effects would be the other way around. They're still nice, but it did surprise me. It depends what you're going for, whether you want the solid more look or whether you want the pulled down look. I'll put them in the sunshine in a minute, you'll see what I mean. Sinker on the right and white C on the left. Which do you prefer? That's white C. It's very pretty. And that is the big one, white C. My swirling action wasn't brilliant with that one, to be fair. And this is the sinker. It's more of a flat surface. Depends what you want, it depends what you're going for. They're both beautiful in their own way. That was total surprise to me. I don't know why I thought it would be the other way around, but to me a sinker would be heavier and therefore push the inks further into the resin. That's the way I thought it would work, but it didn't. So, total surprise, but these are the two small ones. Now, the resin in these moulds were thicker. This one is white C and this one is the sinker. They are both very pretty. I mean, in the sunlight, they shimmer. They're gorgeous colours. I can't get over how gorgeous these colours are of these inks. They're just stunning. They really are. And it really depends on what you are going for. I will tell you this though, this technique works better in smaller moulds. The bigger the moulds, the more difficult it is to get the coverage. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm saying it's more difficult. But but they're definitely different. Sinker, white sea. What do you think? What would you go for? Admittedly, the top there in the corner is where all the white came out of the bottle really quickly that time on the video. I don't know if you remember that. So that would be why there's quite a lot sunk there. But generally speaking, this side, the white sea sinks the alcohol ink so much more than the sinker. The sinker is a flatter look, but I would say that the sinker is more defined colour. So no, excuse me, touching the computer there. Now this is what I mean about, these are thinner, they're slightly thinner than the smaller ones. But trying to get the coverage on a bigger mould is more difficult. You've got to make sure you cover every little inch with the white or you get holes. There is a definite difference between the two. This is the white sea and this is the sinker. Now the sinker seems to be quite flat looking. I didn't wait any time with this resin. The colours went in near enough as soon as I poured the resin. So I didn't wait for the resin to thicken up to make a difference. If anything, the white sea went in after the sinker. So theoretically, if there was any time difference, it wouldn't have sunk so much, but it's sunk more than the sinker. I have asked Let's Resin what the difference is between their whites, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me. They haven't got back to me yet, and I will let you know what they say. They're both beautiful. They both do what they're meant to do. White sea is heavier than the sinker, in my opinion. This is resin. This is Vista Cascade resin. I have tried this technique actually in coating. It doesn't work as well, in my opinion. So it does depend what resin you're using. I know a lot of people are having trouble with this technique in the resin that they're using. My advice would be try a different resin, because the coating, even though it's made by the same people as the Cascade, the technique didn't work properly, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I hope you get something out of this video. I'll put on some stills at the end. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. I'll gladly answer any questions you've got. Come over and check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and push that subscribe button. Let's have some fun together with this. I've got lots of things planned coming up in the next few weeks, collaborations and new techniques. Let's have some fun with resin. Anyway, take care for now. I'll see you next week. Bye.